This is why. This is why you spin a random theme wheel with a random color wheel, because you come up with really cool shit like this that I honestly don't even think you would be capable of coming up with without something like that pushing behind you. I'm probably not recording something. It's almost impossible for me to record anything without messing it up or upload anything without messing it up, so hey. Also, it's impossible for me to make any kind of decision whatsoever, hence the theme wheel that's sitting on the screen. I can't think of what my next deck's going to be. I have a billion that I want to build. I can't pick which one it's going to be. So I thought, you know, instead of putting those decks on a theme wheel, I'm going to put all those decks to the side and put themes on a theme wheel and spin it twice to get 2 themes, and then I'm going to spin a color wheel until we get 3 colors, and then we're going to try to make a deck with said themes and colors. I think it kind of taps into why I like making decks. I kind of like solving puzzles, kind of like figuring out how a thing could work if it's necessarily not supposed to. I went back to my Cro-Magnon phase, and I thought, hey, wheels. So yeah, for my crippling decision-making anxiety, we'll go ahead and just spin a wheel, and we'll see what we get. I'm really just hoping we don't get... There's not a lot on here that I wouldn't want to get. Life Gain and Voltron are probably about the only 2 that I wouldn't want. So hopefully we don't get those. We're going to spin this twice, and we'll see what we get. Please not Voltron, or mainly Voltron. That's about the only one I don't want. Oh, discard? Aye! Okay, if we don't get black on the color wheel spin, what are we supposed to do? It's not time to think about that yet. We need another theme. Oh, no. Discard is so rough. God. Legends? Discard and Legends? Hi! This is why I wanted to do this, because I'm equally parts, how the hell are we going to do that? And then that in itself makes me go, oh, we're going to do that. I'm excited to build this. Okay, now we're going to spin for colors. It completely labeled these like an insane person, but I think that's hilarious, so we'll go with it. We're going to spin until we get 3 colors. The first color in the deck is going to be, please black for discard. We really need it. Oh, we definitely don't need red. Don't need red, actually. Thank you, though. Don't need red. Oh, God. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Oi, oi, oi. Please, black. No! No! White! Oh, no! You have to have integrity, Nick. You have to go through with it. If it's my luck right now, we're going to get green. And this is going to suck. We need black so bad. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. That's how you spin a wheel, baby. That's how you spin a wheel. Thank you, magic gods. Okay, so next move, naturally, is we're going to head over to EDH Rec here. And we're going to look at Mardu Commanders. And see who we could make a discard Legends deck with. So the deck has to be based around discarding. I don't think it necessarily has to be opponents discarding. We could also be the ones discarding. But discarding in some way, and then Legends. So I think Legends is going to be the easier one to find. Stuff that we could base around Legends. And then we could plug a discard theme into that. Right away, Dihada, Binder of Wills, reads like it could be cool. So we'll put that in the maybe pile. She's a Planeswalker, 1 a red, a white, and a black, 5 loyalty. +2, up to 1 target legendary creature. Gains vigilance, lifelink, and indestructible. Reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put any number of legendary cards from among them into your hand. The rest into your graveyard. Create a treasure token for each card put into your graveyard. -11, gain control of all non-land permanents until end of turn. Untap them, then they gain haste until end of turn. It's pretty good. Her +2 is definitely built around legendaries. Her -3 will put legendaries into our hand, and then everything that's not a legendary goes to grave, gives us treasures. Those treasures can be used towards the discard cards we run. And her -11 is a built-in win con. So yeah, she's definitely gonna go in the maybe pile, but let's keep looking. I mean, Shanid Sleeper's Scourge is really good, actually. I've never seen this guy, actually. It's very good. 1 a red, a white, and a black for a 2/4 menace. Other legendary creatures you control have menace. There's the legendary thing. Whenever you play a legendary land or cast a legendary spell, you draw a card and lose a life. That's just like fuel, you know what I mean? The deck can still be discard. and then that's just your legendaries are now fueling draw engine, so you can draw into your discard side of it. Again, he can go in the maybe. I'm just not sure if they're lining up. They're not really tickling that part of my brain yet, so we'll see. Here we go. Buckle up. Dahada, okay. Legendaries, discard rats. So half the deck is going to be Legendary Tribal. We're going to be using Dahada's abilities to pump up those legendaries, make them scary, her -3 to dig for those legendaries. I'm sure there's a ton of legendaries that are themed, half of me is being sarcastic, around discarding. So that's what those legendaries are going to be. We're going to run every single legendary we can find that will benefit us for discarding or has some kind of discard theme. What if we do Alicia, who smiles at death? And we just do the same thing. We can still run Dahada, except Alicia will get back the rats when she attacks. You can just play 2 hybrid Orzhov, get a creature with a mana or with power 2 or less. All the rats have power 2 or less. They're all 1/1s. So we run legendaries, Alicia, rats, discard outlets that'll benefit us for discarding or punish other people for discarding. And then we just flood rats on the board, either bash face with our legendaries or just keep running the rats into the board. Or just keep playing the rats, reanimating with Alicia, getting all these triggers off. I actually really like this deck concept. So, we have her. The deck's ready to start being added to. Let's head over to Scryfall. And just look for type, rat, oracle, discard. Here we go. Burglar rat. When it enters, each opponent discards a card. That's good. Stronghold rats will make people discard a card when they deal damage. I actually like that. That's fine. Refurbished Familiar is kind of cool, actually. It's a 4-drop, which is kind of steep, but it's a 2/1 with flying. It has affinity for artifacts, so it'll come out way cheaper. Does the discard thing, and then if an opponent can't, we draw a card, so in a discard deck. Oh, Hellhole Rats is pretty good in here, too, because it's a 2/2. Alicia can still hit this thing. When it comes into play, target player discards a card, and then it does damage to that player equal to the converted mana cost. So how many rats is that that'll work in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rats that'll work with that theme. I feel like that's probably enough, right? Okay, so I think a good place to go next is the rats theme section on EDH Rec, because it'll just recommend, all the stuff for that theme specifically. Marinar is great. It's a legendary. It's under 2 power, so it can come back with our commander. It gives all our rats fear. It sacrifices rats to make more rats, so we can get them back with the commander. Marinar might actually just justify the whole deck itself, honestly. And Totentan's Swarm Piper. He just makes rats when your stuff dies, gives you rats Death Touch. Under 2, sure. The ones that are over 2, I don't think we're probably going to end up running. Piper the Swarm, under 2, 1/3. Rats you control have menace, makes rats, sacks rats to gain control of stuff. Yes, sir. Bantu's Monument might be really good, actually. Black spells cost 1 less, so all of our rats are going to be 1 black, essentially. I mean, not essentially, literally. And then whenever we cast a creature spell, each opponent loses 1. I mean, yeah, Bantu's Monument's probably going to have to go in there. That's really good. Ooh, Chittering Witch would be really good. You get a rat for each opponent. You can sack creatures to give a creature -2/-2. That's really good in this deck, actually. Sack Outlets makes rats under 2. That's actually perfect. Ooh, Species Specialist would be good. Name a creature type. Whenever that creature type dies, draw a card. It's under 2 for power. Same with Ayara, and it's legendary. Sacks creatures to draw cards, under 2. Rats are going to ping people. Ayara is really good in here, actually. Grey Merchant of Asphodel is actually great, because we can just keep getting it back and just pinging people for all the vermin we've got. So let me add these to the deck real quick. So we've got those in there. The next place my brain's going is legendaries that care about small creatures similar to Alicia. I know there's one. I think her name's Shiki or... I cannot stand recording. I swear. I did find the card, though. Shiri. Whenever a creature with power 1 or less is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may return that card to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. And wouldn't you know it, 90% of our rats are 1 power. So Shiri's going to go ahead and go in there. And she's legendary. Herself, she's a 2/2, so she comes back with Alicia. I'm going to go with power or less, and then legendary. I feel like that should give us a lot of the stuff we're going to want here. Ashnod might be pretty good in here, actually. 1 for a 1/1 Death Touch. That's just good to be cycling with Alicia? Yeah, Alicia, whatever. When she attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. Really good to sack rats and then get them back. You get a Power Stone. Pay 5, exile a creature from your graveyard to create a 3/3 zombie. You can start turning rats into zombies as an alternate win con. I like that. I think Ashnod's actually great in here. Ooh, Delny Streetwise Lookout. That's really good. Creatures you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked by creatures with 3 or more power. If an ability of a creature with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Ooh. Delny is nasty in this list. Wow. Genuinely gross. Oh, yeah, McCready's great. It's a 1/3. It'll come back with Alicia. Creatures with power 2 or less you control have Skulk. And then creatures with power 4 or more, when they attack you, their controller loses 2 and you gain 2. She's great. That's actually perfect for this strategy. Ooh. I think she's pretty good too. Paladin Elizabeth. 1 a red and a white for a 3/2. When she attacks with at least 2 other creatures, you get to draw a card, and then you can put a creature with power X or less from your hand into play, where X is her power. So your rats get to come into play for free. She's drawing you cards. Oh, she doesn't have 2 power, though. So I don't think she's going to make it, actually. I forgot. Unfortunate. She's really cool. Ooh, Sabira's really good. I forgot about her. 2 and a red for a 2/3. Haste, pay 1. Another target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked. Discard your hand until end of turn. Whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less deals damage, draw a card. You have a handful of rats. Discard your hand. All your rats gain indestructible that are in play. Smack face. Fill your hand back up. Now you have a graveyard full of rats. This is really good in there. I like this a lot. 3 and a white, 2/4. Whenever whatever his name is, or another non-token creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 halfling. That's good. Tap 2 untapped halflings. He gets +2/+0 and gains lifelink until end of turn. I actually like that. Saradoc. He'll just be like spitting out tokens while we're already playing tokens. And then he has 2 power. And by that logic, does Edric have 2 power? He does. Yeah, Endrick Master Breeder would be really good too, because we're getting a bunch of thralls along with our rats now, just passively. Yeah, I like those 2 in there a lot, actually. Ryan Sinclair. 2 and a red for a 2/2. When Ryan Sinclair attacks, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast that spell without paying its mana cost if the spell's mana value is less than or equal to Ryan's power. Yeah, that'll be rats. And he comes back. I actually kind of like him. He just keeps coming back with our commander. He keeps attacking, just keeps being a little nuisance that's cheating rats into play. Ooh, Carmen would be really good in here. 3 white and a black. 3 white and a black for a 2/2 flying. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, put a 1/1 counter on Carmen. You gain 1 life. Whenever she attacks, return target permanent card from your graveyard with mana value less than her power to the battlefield. So she gets huge. She's a flyer, but she is just a 2/2 when she's in the grave. And she's legendary. She actually is really good for that. Now we need straight up legendaries that care about other legendaries. So we'll go type legendary, oracle legendary. I love decks like this because it's really easy to look for. I just need 2 power, and then I read the card, and then like 4 words in, I can pretty much tell if that's a card we're going to be interested in or not. So Commander Sophia de Guerre. 3 and a white for a 1/3 flash. When she enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target legendary permanent. That permanent's controller creates a junk token. Ooh. Yeah, she's just good removal. Especially like in here, she just keeps coming back and dealing with any legendaries like commanders that are being problems on the board. Like the guy next to him, her looks really cool too. 1 a white and a black for a 2/3. Love that. Lifelink, exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sack a creature. Other legendary creatures you control have exploit. Oh, that is so good in this deck. Whenever a creature you control exploits a creature, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Our legendaries are going to be sacking our rats to buff up our other legendaries. This is why. This is why you spin a random theme wheel with a random color wheel, because you come up with really cool shit like this that I honestly don't even think you would be capable of coming up with without something like that pushing behind you. Delina. Oh, Delina has 3 power. Damn. She would have been perfect. Dahada, actually. I can't believe we haven't put her in there right off the bat. Dahada is actually great in this deck as well, so we'll put her in here. Flowering of the White Tree gives our rats 1/1, gives our legendaries +2/+1 in ward. Again, a perfect card. Quite literally for this deck. 2 and a black, Grima Wormtongue for a 1/4. You can get him back with Alicia. Your opponents can't gain life. That's great. Tap him, sacrifice another creature. Rat, really good. Target player loses 1. And then if the sacrificed creature was legendary, amass orcs too. So we can still sack rats, or we can sack legendaries to amass orcs, then get those legendaries back with Alicia to get the triggers again. Grima's really good in here. Carry Zev we don't need. This girl looks kind of cool. 1 a red and a white, 2/2 haste. When she enters the battlefield, search your graveyard, hand, and library for a card named... Yeah, I don't like cards like that. Sorry. Bye-bye. Kiki Jiki. I mean, yeah, he can go in here. The 3 red steep, but we run enough mana rocks. We run like 14 mana rocks in here. And being able to create tokens of rats is really cool. I think Kiki-Jiki actually fits the theme really well. And he's 2 power, so welcome to the deck, Kiki-Jiki. I do need to remember that Alicia, whatever, doesn't trigger when this creature attacks creatures, because the creature enters attacking, so I do have to keep that in mind here. This Subnixilus seems pretty good in here, actually. Casualty X, the copy isn't legendary and starts with X loyalty. As you cast the spell, you may sacrifice a creature with power X. When you do copy this spell, the copy becomes a token. You can sack a rat, and then you get 2 Subnixiluses. +1, each opponent loses 2 life unless they discard a card. If you control a demon or a devil, you gain 2 life. That's okay. -2, create a 1/1 devil with when this creature dies. Deals 1. That's pretty good for flooding the board. And then -7, target player draws 7 cards and loses 7 life. I actually think this Subnixilus is pretty good in here, because we can casualty, sack stuff, get back the stuff we sacked with Alicia, have 2 Subnixiluses firing off. I do think Shanid, the one that we were going to run, that gives your legendary creatures menace, and then whenever you play a legendary spell, you draw a card, lose 1. I think that's just good. That's good card draw in here. Yeah, the Peregrine Dynamo is going to be great in here. We just get to copy all our legendary stuff. Pay 1, tap it, copy target activated or triggered ability you control from another legendary source that's not a commander. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's just, like, extremely good in here. I mean, I think we got to run Yoshimaru. You got a dog chasing around all these little rats in your deck. It gets bigger when you play legendaries, and it's just a 1/1 when it sits in your grave. I think Yoshimaru is real good in here as well. Okay, so we'll do a little editing magic, and I'll throw in my removal mana ramp card draw that I throw into decks, and we'll see what we're working with, okay? Okay, so we've got all the basics in here with my, lands on a budget. If you haven't watched the video, check it out. Check it out up in the top right corner. You don't have to. We have 114 cards, so we've got to take 14 of these out of here. Some of those lands were modal lands, so that's good. We can take out... Oh, wait, no, there's 3 more modal lands. Good. Okay, we only need to take out 8 cards. Good. This is why modal lands rock. So obviously the chunkiest area here is legends. I think we can probably take out a few legends and make it an even 30, or an even 20. So let's see if we can find 3 of these to take out of here. I don't think there's any that are above the 2 power thing. Yeah, we made sure that all of them were. Yep. Okay, well, that's good on our part. Let's see. Anything jump out is just, like, not worth it. Maybe Commander Sophia's not worth it. Just being able to blow up commanders over and over. That's pretty good removal, though. Well, actually, we can stick that in removal and then just drop a removal card. You can probably get rid of Subnixilus. I like him a lot, but I think you probably... And Ryan Sinclair. He's okay. I think he'll probably end up being one I end up taking out anyway, though. I can't bring myself to get rid of Yoshimaru or Totentens or whatever. Her with the 3 black is maybe something, but 56% of the deck, I think it says, is black, so we run marginally more lands that make black mana. So I think Ayara is probably fine. Mana rocks, we can probably go down to 10. Actually, we only need to get rid of 5 more cards, so yeah, we can go down to 10 mana rocks because we're running small creature deck. Type 10 there. Now we just need to get rid of 1 more card. Actually, we have 37 lands. We can drop 1 more land. Actually, we need to get rid of more cards because we do need to run some discard interaction in here. There's like a few discard cards I want to run. So we do need to find a couple more spaces. We can get rid of Zolf's Consumption. I'm not a big fan of that one. Now we're at the 100. So let's see how many discard cards we're going to want to put in here. I think there's like at most 3 that I want to put in here. I want to put Waste Not in here. You just get bonuses for depending on what opponents are discarding. And with all the rats coming into play, I think Waste Not's going to be like a no-brainer. There's one more that's like Waste Not, and it's on a creature. Bone Miser. There we go. Whenever you discard a creature, you get a 2. It's just the same thing except flipped for you. So if you have both those out while you're playing a bunch of rats that make everyone discard, yeah. I think those are pretty much the only 2 that I wanted. I think just the flat out making them discard and smacking face and just like limiting their tools they can have will be enough to bring home a game, but I think those 2 are definitely going to go into the Enders thing. Because those engines firing off with all these rats, along with Grey Merchant of Asphodel firing off, I think those are definitely some good game enders. Okay, so now we have to take out 2 cards. Okay, my camera went dead, but that's okay, because we literally just finished the deck anyway. We got rid of Yoshimaru, and we got rid of Pack Rats. Reason being, Yoshimaru, at the end of the day, he is just a 1/1 that gets bigger. It is a good card, but it's like, I don't think it's good enough. And Pack Rats is power and toughness is affected by how many rats you control, so a lot of the time you won't be able to get it back with Alicia. So I thought that was reason enough to take it out. This is a full list. If you want to check out the full list for yourself and maybe recommend some cards in the comments for the deck, please check out the link. Please check out the link down in the description, comments, all that stuff. I had a lot of fun making this video, actually, so if you had a lot of fun watching it and want to see another video like this, please show me by liking and subscribing, maybe sharing the video. If videos do well, I tend to get more excited about making those videos, and I tend to make those videos more. We're trying to hit 10K by the end of the year, so if you want to hit that subscribe button and help towards that, that'd be awesome. Anyway, I think that's all I got to say. Much love, guys. Go play Magic. See ya.